was that moment. It's the moment that everybody was waiting. The first game, Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Crowd, everything, the analysts, everybody was saying that Manchester City is on another level. Manchester City is going to run over Real Madrid. Manchester is simply superior to Real Madrid. Well, guess what? Today they went to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid had a comfortable game. Ended up tied because Real Madrid wanted to have the tie pretty much in here. Yes, that's how it sounds, right? Well, Real Madrid played phenomenal today and showed the world that, you know what? This is 180 minutes, and we know how to play 180 minutes. First 90 minutes, tie. Yes, better sensations for Real Madrid. Let's give it a start to this show. Muy buena, mi gente, aquí nos encontramos nuevamente en otro programa de Fútbol con Bambam.
Dentro del área, golpea Petit, Zidane y gol. Ha marcado Zidane el 1-0 para Francia.
And here we go. Yes, like I said before, this is the away game. The game that everybody was waiting for. This is the match that everybody was waiting for. And what do we see today? We saw today a Manchester City visiting Real Madrid. Looking in the first half started, Real Madrid defensively started looking obviously concentrated. Started looking and saying, you know what? We're going to give you the possession of the ball. We'll allow you to dribble the ball on us, and you're going to try to make it surpass our defense. Well, today was a tough day. Apparently, for Erling Haaland versus Rudiger. That was the battle that a lot of people wanted to see. Vinicius Jr., Kyle Walker. Well, guess what? Today we just saw how Antonio Rudiger actually dominated and disappeared completely Erling Haaland from the picture. Erling Haaland was neutralized today. It's a weapon that it was not even sounded during the game. I think he only had 2 chances in the game, and the 2 chances was not even close to be able to be a threat to Real Madrid. So Bayern Munich starts again, like I mentioned again. First half of the game, dominated almost 70% of the game on possession, had 3 attempts towards the goal. None of them were extremely dangerous towards Real Madrid. However, Real Madrid puts one pressure where Luka Modric takes the ball away, gives it to Camavinga. Camavinga runs about 60 to 70 meters, gives the ball to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. just does a cross towards the middle, and immediately he shoots inside the goal and just scores. That's how long it took Real Madrid to be able to open up the score. Only one full attack, one full pressure, and it just made the defense of Manchester City crumble completely. One of the things that Pep Guardiola, you even saw his face that he was worried because that's what he did not want his team to happen. He did not want his team to be able to be exposed the way that it was exposed, because every time during the game that Real Madrid actually attempted and put a little bit of pressure towards the game, just made the defense crumble completely on by Manchester City. So therefore, matches about Carvajal and actually Grealish was a very interesting match, because you know the sizes like this. Grealish actually is recognized apparently to a lot of the players' skills of his foot agility plus his body strength. He's usually tended and accustomed that he actually does whatever he wants with defenders. However, today Carvajal just showed him how a little man can handle a big man and just completely take him out of the skills. So then he did that today in the first half completely. Actually, even at the end, just put a shoulder to shoulder to Grealish. Grealish falls against the wall and just completely blows out of his mind. It's just a shame, because he knew at that point that he's being handled by a younger man, by a smaller size guy, and a defender that actually did a phenomenal job today. He was actually taking over on speed, coming back to defend. He did everything. Carvajal is one of the best players actually Real Madrid actually had today, besides Camavinga, but we'll talk a little bit later about that. Let's talk about the second half. Real Madrid is leading 1-0. Real Madrid feels comfortable in the game. They start proposing a little bit more, not allowing Manchester City to have the ball as much as they wanted to. And Real Madrid started proposing a little bit more. However, Real Madrid is still concentrated, knowing that they're ahead with 1-0, and a tie game or a 1-0 game is actually a perfect score for them, because they know this first 90 minutes is very important to not lose at home. So what they do is they actually make the pressure towards Man City. Man City in one of the plays, which Real Madrid intercepts the ball, and Camavinga does just an innocent mistake about trying to pass the ball to the center of the field, and Rodrigo actually picks up the ball, gives it to Grealish. Grealish passes it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne has a shot from the outside of the 18, which caught by surprise Courtois, because Courtois could not see the ball in that moment. Modric and Rudiger and Alaba were all covering up that ball by that time. It actually went through, scoring, giving Manchester City a little bit of breather and a little bit of happiness for their side. However, Pep Guardiola knew that if they actually come in and awake and allow Real Madrid to put pressure, then it could be a different game. However, what they saw in the game was Real Madrid by positions was starting to be a little bit more aggressive. Now you saw Ancelotti come inside and in the minute 70 bring a couple changes. He brings Chouameni, he brings Nacho, he brings Asensio, takes off Rodrigo, takes off Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. And that way he shifted the game a little bit, enough that then Real Madrid started putting pressure on Manchester City. Manchester City was feeling the whole pressure, was feeling it consistently. And for the last 10 minutes of the game, Manchester City was on their heels. Real Madrid showing at that point, we can do whatever we want when we want to do this. We allowed you to have the ball as much as we wanted to, and you cannot hurt us that way. So now we can put pressure whenever we want to. So we're leaving home, and that's why the title today, you'll see it, that is saying, a Manchester City leaves alive by luck, because that's what it was. By fortune, whatever you want to call it. Manchester City leaves today alive, and now with an L, because Real Madrid did not Real Madrid did not have that fine tuning from Karim Benzema today or Fede Valverde. Those are the two options why it didn't happen, because Rodrigo just had completely dominated Walker. Actually, he felt so comfortable in the game that he tried to do a little lifty through the back, trying to do some street little skills in the game, and he was moving right the way that he wanted to against Walker and dominated. Walker was sweating, screaming, and yelling at Stone and at Gundogan, trying to ask for help consistently in the game. Bernardo Silva had to come back up and even foul and get a yellow card against Vinicius, because there was no stopping Vinicius Jr. Now, Rodrigo had a semi-shining game. He did show some dribbling skills consistently on the back of the game. However, Rodrigo was not on his best A game this time. And of course, like I mentioned before, Benzema was just missing that little top-notch end shot from him. And we will in the away game. We will see them in the home game in England. You'll see Benzema grow up back again. Now, there's something very clearly to understand. Real Madrid has been in this position so many times. Real Madrid has been in the position that he's the underdog, and then he's overestimated. And if we saw this year, we saw Real Madrid lose at home 1-0 against a Barcelona in a semifinal match, and then Real Madrid go to Barcelona and just beat them 4-0. Now, Manchester City just got left alive from Real Madrid 1-1. So it's a 0-0 game right now. Real Madrid, all it needs to do is just win the next game. And this is doable. This is doable because they showed it today. They showed that as soon as they put a little bit of pressure, Manchester City feels it completely. Manchester City today was out-coached. It was outplayed, and it was actually out-scouted today. So, you can say right now that the possession was Manchester City. Yes, that first half gave a big dominance to Manchester City, 70-30, if you would tell me, pretty much up to minute 40, where Real Madrid just allowed Manchester City to just dribble and dominate the ball consistently. Every time Real Madrid took possession of the ball, just made everybody was just holding their breath and saying, here we go again. Real Madrid is just going to break us out once again. That's how England felt today. That's how Pep Guardiola's facial expression was today. This is why Pep Guardiola did not dare to do any substitution, because he did see that he had no solution to beat this Real Madrid today. He knew that the only way that he can actually come out alive out of this game was the way that he played it, was the way that saying, Keep concentrated. Keep doing what you're doing, because if not, Real Madrid will run over us. Now, everybody like Wayne Rooney talking about the Manchester City's on another level just got exposed today and shown that Real Madrid is the king of this tournament for a reason. Doesn't matter how bad Real Madrid looks like he's playing in the local league, or how bad Real Madrid is playing any other game. Comes to sound that sound in the song about the Champions League, Real Madrid turns into a different team. It showed it today, and I hope it's exciting. This entire week, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff about this game. I'll do a further analysis about, the difference in the matchups and everything that is coming up. One thing that I have to say, Carvajal dominated Grealish. Camavinga just dominated that position and made Pep Guardiola know and realize that Camavinga is going to be a hard cookie to break that corner. And then Vinicius did whatever he wanted in that corner. So Ancelotti has his homework to be done. But I know at this point, Ancelotti is extremely happy with this game, is extremely happy to know that his team, no matter how bad it was looking in these past couple months, comes to Champions League, they show up and they let know the Premier League teams one by one have to fear Real Madrid's Spanish team, because Real Madrid has been in a task to eliminate every Premier League one by one. And right now, Manchester City is the last of the Mohicans for the Premier League. And what is seeing right now is Real Madrid, it's taking that match and saying, hey, we'll see you next week. So I hope you enjoyed this show. Give your comment. Let me your hate. It doesn't matter. The people who don't like Real Madrid, give your hate. Leave me the comment. Let me know what you feel, if you agree or you do not agree with me. But all I got to say at this point is Real Madrid is right in the spot that he needs to be. And I think today is a tie. Yes, but it's a tie with knowledge that on the next game, we got this. You guys are not that superior as you thought you were. Real Madrid showed you why we're the team to be feared and not the team to fear anybody. The world might fear Manchester City, Erling Haaland. Real Madrid just showed today that Erling Haaland is not a frightening tiger for us, and Manchester City has to play the rhythm of our game eventually. When we want to put pressure, we put pressure. So I'll see you until next time. Ciao.